Good morning. I'm Principal Chief David Hill in Mvskoke Nation, and just definitely want to say for this mentor month that there was several that I had throughout my life. My father had passed away when I was probably 11, almost 12, and during that time I had several mentors growing up. Basically, the first was my mother, my brother, and my sister. Traditionally, they mentored me. And as growing up, got married at an early age, and as I got into the working world, so to speak, I had another mentor and founder and owner of Nordam was Ray Siegfried, a very special person in my life who kind of mentored me while I was working there at Nordam. And to this day, I would say one of my mentors that I respect the most is my wife, which we just had our 41st anniversary. So for a person to know me inside and out, it's basically my wife, Monica. So she's another mentor. Definitely had several throughout, spiritually, mentally, and it's very important to have someone that you can go to. Especially through this office, I did reach out to all of the former chiefs that went through this, just kind of get some advice. And it's always good to talk to someone that maybe the situations that you're going through, get some advice from them to be a mentor. Could be professional, working, or anything, parenting, different people that I had through my life. My pastor, Clyde and Judy McGuire, who were like parents to me. When me and Monica first got married, we relied on them a lot spiritually, and you just have different mentors throughout your life. So always take advantage, talk to them, the elders, your grandparents, the aunt, uncles, individuals that went through the same thing you're going through. And especially, I got to thank my brother and sisters who actually helped me when I was growing up. So I appreciate each and every one of them. So I encourage you, take advantage of anyone you talk to that they can be your mentor. Sit down and discuss things you're going through, and they'll help you through life. So appreciate you. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about the mentor and for the month of appreciate it for 2022. Looking forward to see what's ahead of us. Mado.
Mr. This is Dale Beaver, Second Chief of the Muscogee Nation. Today we're going to talk about a mentor and how important it is to have somebody that you look up to in life. And when I think about being a mentor or having mentors in my life, I think about people that have helped me professionally. I think about people that have helped me spiritually. I think about people that help me, in just everyday life, how to become a better father, how to become a better husband, those types of things. And so when we think about mentors, there's all sorts of mentors that you have throughout life. And sometimes it might be one person, it might be a bunch of different people. But when I think about the people that have helped shape my life, the first and foremost is my parents. God has blessed me with great parents. And so they were always there for me. They supported me, and whatever I needed, they were always there for me. And so, I learned a great lesson that you have to be there for your kids. You have to be there to support them. And so, those are the things that I learned from my parents, is that number one, you always got to be there for your kids and provide that stability for them. And so I'm grateful that God gave me the best parents that I needed, and that so I'm thankful for that mentorship. And then there's like mentors that you have professionally. I've had many bosses in my lifetime, and I've always learned something from my bosses, whether it's structure, whether it's how to deal with employees, how to handle maybe difficult employees. I may not have been the best employee at times, but you always have to be able to learn, and as a mentee, that's what you do, you learn. And so that's just as important, that whenever you do good and your boss tells you do good, you got to reinforce those good things, and you got to stop the bad things. And so So there's always been a professional mentor that I've had in my life that are my various bosses that I've had, and then spiritual. I've had spiritual mentors in my life, and those have been various pastors that have been in my life, and that have taught me, how to conduct yourself, taught me how the expectations that are laid upon you, and so as a child, it's very important that as adults we mentor the youth. And obviously it doesn't have to be that way, but mainly it's that way, right? We're mentoring youth. But there's also people out there, those that need mentorship also. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be older than them, because there's aspects that I can learn from the youth. And so it's a never-ending situation, but it's just so important that we're able to and be willing to learn. But two, we have to reciprocate that, though. We have to be willing to take the responsibility and accountability that we have and the things that we've learned to pass them on to the younger generation, or just really whoever's willing to listen. But it's just so important that the things that we learn, we have to pass on to whoever's willing to listen, whether that be the younger generation or maybe just somebody that doesn't know about certain things. But it's just so important to have some type of mentorship. But it really helps to have a mentor when you're younger, though, because that's when you usually have the most questions. And so I just appreciate all the people that God has put in my life to be in a position where I'm at, and to keep doing the things that I'm doing. And so hopefully I just the people that God has put in my life, I just hopefully I just make them proud, and I just keep on doing what I'm doing, and do the right thing. And I just appreciate Nancy and her group for doing this project together, and let's go out there and let's be a mentor in somebody's life, and let's make a difference in somebody's life.